Welcome to It Was Never You, where we talk about narcissists and complex PTSD and recovery from complex PTSD. So today I want to talk about, you've gone through the love bombing, you've gone through the devaluation, and you've gone through the discard. And it's been a cycle that has repeated itself over and over again, and which is normal, by the way. I don't think that with a narcissist it's usually a one-time thing where it just ends like a normal relationship where two people realize that they're just not in sync with each other and that they're just not a match. This is a relationship of power and control. And you may be asking yourself, why do I miss this person if they're not in your life? Why do I miss them? Like, what do I want? There could be a number, of course, in every relationship, there's different variables. There's a number of reasons. They could be the parent of your child, and you may feel as if you still want it to work and that you want it to work for the child. It could be that this type of behavior seems normal to you, that you grew up, you're coming to the realization that this is how you grew up, and that this type of behavior, although now you realize it is not normal, there may be something inside of you that is a pull to thinking that this type of behavior is normal. Or it could be that you simply just still love this person and are looking for the good. So to me, it's a matter of weighing the pros and cons. So what happens when you write something down on paper is that you have it in your mind and then you're putting it down on paper and you're actually looking at it. So that may impact you in a different way if you're writing it down. Write a list of pros and cons down. And again, these types of relationships rarely end one time. Like they rarely end in one cycle. There's a lot of push-pull, and they kind of do give you that proverbial carrot dangling on a stick, where sometimes if you're still in contact with them, like I said, if you have a child, they may exhibit behavior where they're kind to you for a moment, and then in the next second they're treating you like you're a pariah or you're their enemy. So it's very difficult with the cognitive dissonance. It's hard to figure out what is the real person, like who the real person is. I think this is all normal behavior and missing that person, and you kind of have to ask yourself, what exactly am I missing? What does this person offer in my life? And is this situation worth continuing? Is it worth me moving forward with this situation? And because with a narcissist, it almost seems as if you're standing at a crossroads, and either you're going to be completely submissive and subject yourself to the abuse, or you're going to resist and you're going to walk on a path where you're not going to take this anymore, and they're not going to look kindly upon the latter. So I know that it's a difficult situation to be in, and you may get this, like, I miss this person, I love this person. What if you're going to go back to, what if I could have done things differently? What if I could change things? And you may go back to the cycle. You may relive the cycle just to make sure that it wasn't you. And I am here to tell you that if you are dealing with a narcissist, that is exactly why the name of this YouTube channel is It Was Never You, is because it was never you. They have made you believe that what ends up happening is that the narcissist, the toxic person, may flip it all on you and make you believe that you are the one that has caused the relationship to fall to pieces. And once you realize what they were, this is in fact a lot of times what they do. They will turn the situation on you and make you believe that you are the one that ruined it, when there is clear evidence that it was never you. And it was never your fault that this thing fell apart, that they are incapable of having deep, meaningful relationships because they have a false self that seems to be like a tornado. They walk into relationships and it seems like everything is perfect in the beginning, and then they just cause destruction. They're like an F5 tornado. The biggest tornado there is. It just goes through and wreaks havoc, and they're going to play with you like a cat plays with a mouse. So to reiterate the point of this video, it is that you will have those moments where you will feel like, man, was it all me? Maybe it was me. Write it down. Take a look at the paper. Look at reality for what it really is and for what it really was. You may be saying, I had a hand in it. Well, that's like an abusive person saying, abused person in a domestic violence situation saying, well, if I didn't yell at them, or if I didn't raise my voice, if I just made him dinner on time, if I just made her dinner on time, I wouldn't be subjected to this. So that is minimizing what you've been through and allowing yourself to suffer in ways that you shouldn't suffer. But this is all normal. This is normal thought processes that we go through once we have been a victim of this. And it's hard sometimes to call ourselves a victim because you're a strong person and you've been through so much. And let me tell you, if you've survived this, if you're still here, you're still kicking after being through this, you can survive anything. Because I do believe that this is one of the most emotionally taxing and physically and everything. This is just a taxing thing to go through, and it is trauma. It is trauma, and it does serve us to go back. And I would say that the only issue that you have in a relationship with a narcissist is that you may have boundary issues where you were never taught proper boundaries as a child in your family. If you go back, I think the majority of us that have been through relationships like this have had dysfunctional families, and it's really hard to look at your family and to say what could have caused this. But I think it's necessary to do that child work and to see where the child felt emotionally abandoned, emotionally vulnerable, and nobody was there to kind of ease the burden. Nobody was there to be there emotionally for you, and you weren't allowed privacy. You weren't taught how to say no. The no was basically kicked out of you. So you were it's like subversion. You were made to believe that you are not allowed to say no, and that is normal. So again, reiterate, these feelings are normal. Take a look at the pros and cons. Take a look at your boundaries. Write the pros and cons down so that they're on a piece of paper, and kind of work through these emotions. And again, leaving a relationship with a toxic person like this is not usually a one-time event. Usually go through a repeated cycle of the love bombing, the devaluation, and the discard. So take care of yourselves out there and understand that it was never you.